Yo, what's good? Welcome to episode number 2 of the RambleCast. Got some feedback from some friends about the last one, and I'm going to try and put that, bring that take it on board. Apologies, I'm attempting to do a podcast, but I can barely speak comparable English, despite, like I said last episode, never leaving the country. I'm enjoying some football right now. I've got the volume off right now, but Schalke playing Leverkusen 0-0 right now. Just thought I'd make a quick podcast. Just chatting about stuff. I mean, I know last episode was a bit it's a bit down, a bit of a downer. A lot of serious subjects went over: mental health, acceptance, and because of the main theme of acceptance, that's what I named that last episode. I don't know what I'm going to name this episode. I'll probably reflect on what I say today and make a title like that. But I hope you all like the editing. There wasn't much editing, just a couple fades, a bit of text, and a bit of background music for the beginning and the and the end. I think it adds just a little bit more quality to it. It makes it a bit more, I wouldn't say professional, because this background ain't exactly professional, but it adds a bit more quality to it. And you'll have to excuse me, I am so thirsty today. These waters are getting me through summer, but it's not really felt like summer past few weeks. It's been very, very rainy, windy, very, very wintry type, autumny-ish vibes about it. But it's started to heat up again the last few days, which is nice. I want to try and perhaps get out more. Maybe after this, I've got to do some work in the garden. Maybe I'll go out, have a walk, maybe to the shops, something, just to get outside or whatever, get some air, get some more of these bad boys. Well, not these in particular, these are Morrisons. No Morrisons near me, so Tesco. I will say though, it's been an interesting few days trying to get back into YouTube, trying to get back into getting a little bit of consistency. Finding a subject, coming up with some sort of subjects to talk about. But it's been fun. It's been fun, but it's also been healthy. It's also been good for my just to give me something to do, give me something to talk about, get my head clear. Like I say, I'm just rambling right now, but that's what this is. This is a RambleCast, baby. We ramble in this baby. We ramble in this baby. We ramble in this bitch. We ramble like nobody rambles before, and I'm the master. Okay, I am a world-class black belt in just speaking 1,000 words and it mean nothing, and it mean jack shit. I am a taekwondo expert at that shit. But I like to think sometimes people might listen to what I say and think, yeah, it makes sense. That's the best I can hope for. Like, yeah, I guess so. That's the best. You know, profound sayings and different forms of philosophy and extravagant ways to make people think of new ideals is probably a bit too far-fetched than the classic old, yeah, get what you mean. But I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. Like I say, it's a good day today. I felt good. I mean, I woke up pretty late. Bad me. Naughty. Should be waking up early. I've just been, I don't know. I'm just bad at keeping a sleep schedule. You know, like I know this is said a lot, but you know, a lot of people envy those people that just can sit down, then lie down, then go to bed. I'm amongst those people that are jealous because I can't do that shit. I cannot do that shit in the slightest. I just I park myself, I lay there, I'll be in silence for about half an hour, watch some YouTube, try again, watch some more YouTube, try again, and eventually I'll go to sleep, or I'll just watch YouTube and eventually I'll go to sleep. It'll still take ages. And if I just don't do anything, if I'm just lying there, I struggle anyway. That might be my ADHD. That might be just like loads of shit rushing around in my head all at once, and me not being able to, you know, keep my mind at ease when I'm not doing anything. I mean, that's why I suppose that's why I look away a lot when I speak as well. I think that's perhaps a confidence thing. I'm sure you've noticed if you watch my videos, like I'm watching the football right now, and I'm also talking to the camera, and I make a conscious effort to talk to the camera, but I do this in real life as well. When I talk to people, I have a real problem with eye contact and really talking to people eye to eye, because I don't know, I think it's a ADHD thing where I'm constantly looking at something and then I have to pay my attention to something else. But I think it's also a confidence thing, like when you talk to someone, like if I was having an argument with someone, I couldn't look at them in the face, because I don't know, I might cry, I might fucking go mental, like, because I don't know, when you look, I guess because if you look into someone's eyes, you sort of, there's something about the eyes that when you talk to someone and you sort of feel what they're feeling. And when you don't, you're only hearing them. And I think hearing them and seeing them is a lot. Is two separate things. You can't really tell what someone's, you know, feeling from what their body's like a lot of the time. And maybe it's just some. Maybe it's because I'm not sure of myself when I make a point, and maybe I feel I make a point that perhaps deep down that I think is correct and that I think is valid, but I think there's still that fear inside where you say something and then you think someone's just going to ridicule you for it, because you're not sure if you making a point is of any value. And I feel like a lot of the time, especially with me, like I feel a lot of people listen to each other, but when I say something, I don't think people listen, because I'm often seen as a very very silly person. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I do stuff that seems stupid, but I don't think I'm a stupid person. I think I do sometimes make some points that sometimes is is perhaps not true. Sometimes I think a lot of the times I do. I think a lot of the times I really attack an issue from a logical standpoint. And I think it's hard to differentiate people between being like, it's hard to differentiate people from being who they portray to be and who they actually are. And I'm not saying I'm an intellect or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm not stupid. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who will say long, fancy words and try and, put together sentences that are perhaps a bit more advanced, a bit posh, but they're not really saying anything. And that's not to say that always happens, because a lot of the time a lot of people do that. There's a lot of people who do that but say nothing. Sometimes I mean, at least in my experiences, I like to say stuff that's a bit relatable, so people can get it. So if someone's saying to me, oh, I've got a problem, I'm always arguing with my girlfriend, what do? I wouldn't say, well, you've got to treat her exquisitely. You've got to make sure she's feeling up to her utmost best. It's like sometimes it's just better to go, look, what's she feeling? What's she thinking? What could she possibly be thinking that you're doing wrong? Think about stuff that perhaps you've done to upset her, maybe, or maybe is there something that she's done or that something that's happened to her that perhaps isn't to do with you but spilling over to between you two, and that's making it more hostile because she's already uptight as it is. Simple stuff like that. It's a very simple way to talk to people, and I feel like advice is one of those things where you got to ask questions, because if you're giving advice, it's good to ask questions so you get a full grasp of what's happening. For example, if someone was to say, oh, I'm having trouble with my girlfriend, like, we're always arguing, what do you think should happen? What do you think we should do? I mean, I could always just give some advice there and go, well, you need to listen more, but sometimes that's not the issue. Sometimes it's something completely different. So maybe you go, well, why is she uptight all the time? Is something happened between you two? Is something happening at work for her? Is she, and you gotta ask questions, I feel. You gotta ask questions so you can fully understand the situation between them two, because I think it can be really damaging to give advice, because it could be false on perhaps stuff that you're not sure of what's really happening. You're just basing it off of two people arguing. Like, I could be arguing with some guy in the street, and it could look like, oh fucking hell, he must have took his girlfriend or something, but really it could be something like, you fucking stood on my trainer, you piece of shit, and whatever. But so it could be, and that person could have been shit. I could have been feeling shit all day, and that's why the argument started. And so you got to understand the situation before you go in. You know, like if you're a soldier, you always need intel before you go in to fucking storm a place. You know what I mean? You need to know some bits and bobs and details about the place before you go rushing in. But I don't know. A lot of what I say perhaps shouldn't be taken seriously, perhaps should. I don't know. But I'm definitely someone, when someone asks me something, I'm very considerate of how to answer it, and I think through it very thoroughly, and I think that's why I stutter a lot, because I feel if I rush into something and say something that I don't particularly mean, then I'm going to make myself sound stupid later on. Whereas sometimes I'll change my mind and think like, oh, but add this detail in, because sometimes you can say something and then it'll like, yeah, but this, but then you, like for example, if I go, oh, you know, you got to treat her well, if I just say that and then I end up just, and then you say, yeah, but I do treat her well, what I meant to say was, look, maybe perhaps there's something that's been happening that in your life at the moment that's been bad, this made you more uptight. Maybe it's with her, maybe you know, you need to maybe both be a bit more calm and, you know, try and be a bit more patient with the other person, because patience is a virtue, and it's a big saying, but it's true. At my work, I'm not a trainer or anything, but I do train a lot of the people there. Like, that's not my job title, but I do show people around and what to do and that. And I think that when they make a mistake, I think especially if you're in charge of a group of people, I think the biggest mistake someone can do is be snappy with them, quick with them, because they're like, because I've been there, you know, if I make a mistake, you know, I'm already feeling really shit about it. I'm already like feeling shit that I can't do this simple fucking thing that I've been shown about 5 times. The last thing I need is some fucking 18-year-old going, oh yeah, but you should fucking know because I fucking shit. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're doing that, you're just being a bit of a cock. And, you know, you just need to be a bit patient with people. Like, for example, if I'm training someone, like I work at McDonald's, so if I train someone, if I'm showing someone how to do something and they make a mistake, I'll let them do it. So if I've shown them enough and I feel comfortable, I'll go, right, make this, and they'll go, are you sure? What if I make a mistake? I'll go, I'll watch over you. If you make a mistake, I'll let you know, okay? Because I want you to get into the habit of making sure that you have made the certain item and you've made it correctly through your own accord, and once you've done that a few times, it will stick with you more than if I just go, right, do this, 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 do this, this, this. How many times do I tell you, do this, this, this? If you let them do it themselves, they will learn, you know. It's but it takes patience, because they're going to make mistakes and they're going to go, I'll go, oh, you're about to put that in, that's not what you put in, what next, what do you think next? And they'll go, oh, and then they'll go that, and they'll go, bang on, well done, and then they'll go, and then they'll go do it, and they'll feel, you know, at the end of the day, they've made a mistake. They made a mistake at their job. They're feeling crap about it. At the end of the day, you've let them correct themselves, and they feel better that they correct themselves. they'll want to work there more, and they'll want to they'll enjoy their work a bit more. And I think that I think people need to learn that stuff a bit more, a bit more of patience, and perhaps, treating them with respect, and giving them compliments. I think giving people compliments is when they do something right, is the biggest thing, especially when they're younger. If they're younger and they do something right, you go, oh, that's really good, well done, mate. And they might go, yeah, alright, quit fucking with me. And I go, no, I'm serious. If I got served that, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with that. And they might think, that's really cool. And then I think people would get on with you a lot more as perhaps someone to look to, and they might ask you questions, and you can perhaps go, oh yeah, and then you tell them, or you go, oh, I don't know that particular bit, maybe you want to ask an actual manager that bit, but thanks for asking. Just little stuff like that, because then you become this sort of person that they look to for information at times, and that's a really good thing, and it really shows to perhaps someone who's further on that you're doing the right things, and you're showing them the right things, and you're treating people with respect. And I think that's a lost art, is respect. A lot of people don't treat each other with respect, and a lot of the time they're short-tempered because they're in a place they don't want to be. Especially where I work, it's hot. I mean, you're working for McDonald's, which has a big stigma attached to it of, oh yeah, oh you work at McDonald's, you know what I mean? It's not great when you're in that situation. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Someone says, oh, what, you work at McDonald's? I go, yeah, and I own enough. At the end of the day, people can ridicule me all they want about it, but it's like Pro Syndicate. He worked at McDonald's. Now he's got more money than most franchise owners because he's gone onto YouTube and he's done other bits. Same as Nate Shot. He's worked with Drake and shit like that on deals and stuff. So with 100 Thieves, like the gaming team. But a lot of the time it's hot, don't want to be there, and you get snappy. But trust me, if you're just patient with people, they will respect you so much more. And no one wants to go ask a question. No one wants to go ask a question to someone and be like, hey, how do I do this? If they're going to be shitty with you. And then what's going to happen is they're not going to ask questions. And when they don't ask questions, what are they going to do? They're going to make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes, and they're going to be feeling shit, and eventually they're going to quit. And then where are you? You just lost a member of staff who perhaps could have been really good if you got into them, but they quit. So and it's just confidence that's let them down. I think I can't do this, obviously. I'm like I said, I'm not a trainer, I'm not a manager, I'm not anything like that. But if I was a manager and someone was doing something dangerous, I might have to go, whoa, and I might have to shout. I wouldn't shout at them like, what the fuck are you, stuff like that. Only if they would do it, only if they're being disrespectful or anything like that, or something like that. If they're being disrespectful, then yeah, that's fair enough. You need to sort of just put them in their place. But if they're making mistakes, they're human, everyone makes mistakes. I can tell you, if I go to work I always make a mistake. Oh, people know I will make one mistake and it will either be gigantic, and you know, or it'll be just small, minuscule. Like, oh, you made too many Big Macs. I remember one time when we get deliveries, you get the milkshake mix in bags, and you get like 2 bags in a box, and you pour it in. And so I open the box. I got a we call it shake mix. I got the shake mix out, and it's sort of like this. You know those blood bags in hospitals? I know it's a weird way of putting it, but you know how I have them, and you have the little nozzles that come out. It's sort of like that, and it has a little thing you twist off, and it's like a bag. And I picked it up, and the cap must have been against the box, and shake mix went everywhere, all over the floor, and I was going help, and I was trying to find the fucking thing. It was covered in shake mix, my arm was covered, and they ended up mopping it for like literally 4 hours. It was horrible, but it's an experience. It's something that you can laugh about later, and you can sort of, you know, tell the people, oh, how fucking stupid was I when I did that. Oh yeah, I worked with this this girl. I won't give her name just in case they don't want to have their name given out. But I used to work with this girl who I was who I was really close with. Not close in that way. We were friends, and she had a girlfriend who worked there as well, and I'm close with both of them. They're both really good people, and I wasn't there, but apparently she tried to put the mix in the machine, and it went everywhere. Tortured the poor girl about it. They tortured her about it, and I tortured her about it as well, but it's fun. It's fun at the end of the day. It's alright to make a mistake, you know. It's not fun at the time, because, you know, wasting money and that, which isn't right, especially if you like the franchise owner who, I mean, to be fair, the person who runs the franchise for my branch, lovely bloke, can't do enough for you, and really appreciate everything he does. And you know, you don't want to waste money for him, but you know, sometimes when you make a mistake, you do laugh about it at the end of the day. But yeah, it's like Jontron in the Flex Tape video. It's not a fucking miracle worker. Have some fucking patience. That's the thing to take away from this. Have some fucking patience. I mean, some people do well under that sort of environment, and sometimes they need that. But there's not many, because a lot of people just, they don't need it in their life. They don't need it, you know. Maybe perhaps they're at home and they're not getting on with their parents or their spouse or whatever, and they don't need some fucking joke to, you know, fucking moan at them that they put the wrong order of fucking ketchup, mustard and pickles, you know. It's funny. It's funny because I sound pretty I sound pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Uppity? Is that a word? I sound pretty up my own arse at the moment, and I think a lot when someone's sort of like giving advice online, that's how it's gonna come across. But you know, I say my information's take it or leave it, but I find like especially with the whole patience thing when you're perhaps with someone, is a massive virtue, and it really does help, and it's a really good quality to have, and I've learned that through experience. You know, I'd say I'm relatively popular where I work, especially amongst people who are new, because of that. And also, it's good to have a laugh with people. It's good to have fun with people, and you know, make fun of them, and have them make fun of you. And when they make fun of you, you just gotta laugh about it, especially when they get you, like, you prick. I was like, oh, what was it? I think it was, I put these, like, they must be, I'm trying to think what they were. I think they were like Big Macs, and I put them down the chute. So you got like this heating sort of thing, and they have like little slides, you shoot them down. So you pick up, shoot, put it, shoot, shoot. I suppose I did it really fucking quick. And they said, "Oh, you put that. You must have done that. You done that real quick." They didn't see me do it. They said, "Oh, you must have done that real quick." And someone else just went, "No, you just fucking ate it." And that's why they went so quick. And I was like, "You prick." There's this girl who I work with, who I went to school with as well, and we have this big sink thing. With this big sink thing. And you have like those things you pull down and water comes out. You let it go, water doesn't pull it, the water comes out, right? But the way it's shaped, it's black, right? And it's shaped like this, and it's got like a base, and it's got like a tip thing at the end. And I said to this guy, I held it up like this, and when you're used to this view though, that's so there's a little blowjob joke there, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty funny, and at the end of the day, she found it funny. But I think sometimes you gotta establish that line, and sort of like. Sometimes you've got to test the waters before you can dive head first. Sometimes you've got to dip a toe into offending people, because sometimes you can go a bit too far, and I've gone too far, and everyone's gone too far, and all you can do is say, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was all in jest. I didn't realise it would offend you. I'm really sorry, and I won't make those types of jokes again. And that's all you can really do. Try and be thoughtful of others. But yeah, because my family and I am high risk because of this business. I'm stuck indoors, self-isolating, so I can't even go to work. And you know what? I was working long hours, and every day I was working to close because they needed someone, because they're always asking me, because especially in that type of business where it's a lot of people who are young coming in and not being there long and leaving after a short while, and they need people who are a little bit more experienced to do the jobs, and I'm always held back doing hours, and I did need a break, and this came at a particularly brilliant time for me where they shut everything down, and I was really beat up. Like, I could feel my body like being beat up, and I suppose I was being a bit of a pussy, but I did feel like I need a break because I was working quite a few long hours. But But yeah, it was crazy. It was a lot of hours, but I worked them, and I worked them my own money, and now I've had that break. I can't wait to get back. Can't wait to get back and earn some money. And I think most of the countries like this right now, the furloughed group, furlough gang for life. But everyone's a bit short at the moment. But I do work hard. I try to, at least. I always come in. I always try and have a smile on, make everyone else's day, and if they interact with me when I'm making their day, usually it makes my day because I'm sort of having a laugh and that. I'm always working though. I'm always like doing something. So I'll be wiping Saint, or I'll be making something, and I'll be taking the piss out of someone, or I'll be going to grab someone's stop and tell someone something stupid that I thought up of. But I think you got to mix it all together. But like I say, I'm not perfect. I'm slow at a lot of things. I'm very mistake prone, as I said before. And sometimes logic just doesn't come in my head. Sometimes things just are very simple, and I just do it the hardest way possible, and it's pretty annoying at the time, but in hindsight, I guess it's pretty funny. So yeah, have patience, have a laugh with people, and unless they're dickheads. I mean, if they're dickheads and they're gonna talk to you like dickheads, you don't need to give them the time of day. They can suck a dick as far as I'm concerned. If someone doesn't want to treat you with respect, you don't need to give them that same respect, no matter who they are. If you have a boss, if you have someone who doesn't speak to you properly, I know it's easy for me to say, just fucking, but you don't need to give them the same respect. You don't need to take it. I mean, a lot of people sometimes do, because sometimes they have no other options, but no one has the right to treat anyone lower than they actually are. I'm the same level as a multi-billionaire in terms of value in the world. The only value he's got higher than me is financially. Everyone is worth something. The only time you're worth less is if you're being worthless. See what I did there? But if you're acting like a cockwomble, then you don't deserve the time of day. And that's the way I like to approach things, and that's the way I like to think. I'm a very actions-driven person. Show me with actions that you're decent. You don't need to take shit from people. If and another thing. If you are someone who doesn't treat someone with respect, who thinks they're better than everyone else, do everyone a favour and go fuck yourself, because no one fucking likes you. I don't even think you like yourself. I'll be fucking brutally honest and say your family probably doesn't like you. They probably love you, but they probably don't like you. If you're going to treat people like shit, treat people with fucking respect, and they'll treat you with respect. And if you treat people with respect and those people don't treat you back with respect, those people are the ones that are the problem, not you. So if you're, And that's a very broad statement, because no one's going to sit there and go, oh, well, I should be able to treat people shit, and you know, no one's like that. Maybe there is someone like that, but I doubt watching this. But a lot of people are feel undervalued because perhaps they've been ridiculed by someone who's perhaps in a higher power from them, a boss, a teacher. But you've all got value. Every single person watching this has got value. Just as much as me, just as much as anyone. And it's not like I'm saying anything revolutionary. We all should know this, but a lot of the time people don't feel it. And I just want people to know that, you know, I'm sure people care for you. I mean, and if no one does care for you in your life, then I hope that alarm didn't come in the while I was talking. I just looked and an alarm popped up, so I don't know if the noise went through, so I've just closed it. But if you don't feel that no one cares about you, at least know that you've got value just as much as everyone else. And if people want to treat you like shit, they go fuck themselves. End of the day. We're all human. We all bleed. We all breathe. We all drink, eat, shit, piss. We're all a part of the same race. We're all human. And that goes out to people who are racist as well. Fuck racist people as well. Like I said with the last episode about understanding, the same rules apply. They can still go fuck themselves. But yeah, been a good chat. It's been a real good chat. I didn't expect it to turn into my job. You know, what I do for a living and how I'd like to approach it, but I'm so glad it did take that turn, because I feel like I perhaps maybe, you know, because you know, a lot of people watching this perhaps will work. You know, if people watch this episode, you know, I'm sure people work, and perhaps they're a manager, or perhaps they're a trainer or whatever, and maybe they can take what I say to heart. You know, give as much respect to people as you wish to be given, and if they don't give you the respect, then you don't need to give them respect back. Give respect to those who wish to be respected and wish to give it back. You know, that's how the world works. You know, we all like to tell ourselves we're good people, even the worst of us, in some way. And, you know, if you're one of these people who don't think of themselves as a good person, so actively try and not become a good person, that's just an excuse. That's just a silly, stupid excuse. You know, just be a good person. Be someone who at least try be a good person. Be someone that someone can turn to and just be like, okay, this person has their flaws, but deep down they're good. Like Justin Bieber, he was a piece of shit, and some say he still is, but I don't think he's a bad person. I think he had a raw end of the deal, being a superstar, and that's a big thing to say. Oh, but he's a superstar, he earns so much money. Be Justin Bieber. See how you turn out. I think he's a good person at the end of the day. I think there's a lot of people who do shitty things who are good people. Try not to be a shit person. And when I mean shit person, I don't mean it in the leftist, the hard left type of way of don't be a shit person, i.e. agree with me or you're a shit person. Like, just treat people with respect. That's all it is. And I don't think treating people with respect is a universally thing that should be argued. But yeah, it's a good thing to do that, and a lot of the times that's how people were a long time ago. You know, if you didn't give someone respect, you might get a hiding. You might get a smack off someone. Nowadays, people feel they can say and do what they want and have no consequences. And I'm not saying people should start smacking people. All I'm saying is that I wish people would not treat people in that way. And if they did, some sort of comeuppance come their way. That's what I think. Just some sort of comeuppance. Nothing bad. I'm not hoping they get hit by a fucking bus or nothing. I'm just hoping someone's gonna act like a piece of shit. You know, they're fucking, I don't know, they want to go to where they gotta go, they're excited to go, their fucking tyre blows. Stupid shit like that. They fucking, I don't know, they burn off a piece of their hair. Just little shit like that. They're really looking forward to dinner and they burn their toast. Like, they're really excited for that beans on toast and they fucking burn the toast and there's the last two slices. Wanker! But yeah. I think I'm going to end this episode here. 47 minutes in. But good chat, guys. And yeah, keep the conversation below on what you think. I think I got the name for this episode. Yesterday's was understanding. This one's patience. I'll see you later. Bye bye.